Let's now dive into our featured story of the day and discuss Bitcoin ripping to $1 million per coin. That's right, Bitcoin can skyrocket on a meteoric rise to 1 million per coin amid banking turmoil and Federal Reserve money printing as the money printer continue to go. So you already know. So here you go. Here's the latest. Former BitMEX CEO predicts Bitcoin surging to 1 million per coin based on banking bailout measures and money printing by the Fed. Now keep in mind, kind of like deja vu, it was 1 year ago today. There was a regional banking crisis, and some say that regional banking crisis was never solved, and hence we're witnessing a deja vu moment in the markets. So check it. In a bold prediction, Arthur Hayes, former CEO of BitMEX, the crypto exchange, foreseen an extraordinary surge in the price of Bitcoin, envisioning it reaching a staggering 1 million per coin. Hayes, known for his expertise in the crypto industry and also a billionaire, just FYI, made this projection in light of the anticipated banking bailout measures and significant money printing by the Fed. Moreover, he expressed concerns about the troubled state of New York Community Bank Corp after Moody's recently downgraded its credit rating to junk status. Definitely not a good look for a bank to be downgraded to junk status. Why is that? Because fiat currency, aka that tulip bulb mania crypto Ponzi scheme. No, it's not crypto that's a Ponzi scheme. It's US dollars, which are the Ponzi scheme, hence the junk status. Just had to throw that out there. Arthur Hayes took on X to share his anticipation that the value of Bitcoin would skyrocket to 1 million a coin. In his post, he shared a price chart of NYCB and exclaimed, "Resume the dump." He referred to the Fed Reserve Chairman Jay Powell's recent statement, which emphasized the strength of the U.S. economy and the banks. However, Hayes pointed out that the New York Community Bank Corp situation contradicts this claim. He further stated, "In the battle of perspectives, who prevails, the market or the central banker? Time and compounding interest remain undeniable factors transcending the wishes of Neo. Brace for the impending bailout as Bitcoin heads towards 1 million per coin." And additionally, Hayes shared his expectation that Powell and Treasury Secretary Miss Binance Janet Yellen would soon initiate significant money printing. He cited a surprise loss at NYCB as a contributing factor. These insights from Hayes underscore the potential implications of banking troubles and monetary policy on the price of Bitcoin. So a warning, family, only keep in the bank what you're willing to lose, because not only is it a melting ice cube, fractional reserve banking is a Ponzi scheme. Meaning, if there was a bank run, there isn't enough money in the bank to give you the funds, even if it's FDIC insured. So never trust bankers. Anything Miss Binance, Janet Yellen says, or Jay Powell, take it with a grain of salt. You already know. Last week, the U.S. banking sector was struck with fear as NYCB reported a staggering quarterly loss of only $250 million, reversing $172 million profit from the previous year. This substantial loss was driven by concerns in the commercial real estate sector, leading to a quintupling of the bank's loan losses to $552 million. That's $500 million, family. So as consequences of NYCB's financial turmoil, the stock plummeted by 40% in a single day. And they say Bitcoin is volatile, and I accept it because Bitcoin volatility equals life force. But how do you describe the bank losing 40% of their stock in a single day? So you already know the banks are doomed, family. So again, only keep in the bank what you're willing to lose. And in another post, Hayes shared a Bloomberg article that highlighted Moody's decision to downgrade their credit rating to junk status, while Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, Miss Binance, expressed her hope that weaknesses in commercial real estate would not pose a systemic risk to the banking system. Yeah, whatever you say, Miss Binance. She acknowledged the potential stresses faced by the smaller banks due to these developments. And then you had Fed Chairman Jerome Powell also indicated that some of the banks might need to be closed or merged out of existence. Let me tell you how this works. JP Morgan Chase will take them over just like everything else because they're the chosen ones. JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie the Tapeworm Dimon, you already know. He is a billionaire too, by the way, and he continues to flood Bitcoin even though he's an authorized participant with BlackRock, because that's how criminals on Wall Street get down. So never trust these central bankers, family. So as the money printer goes Bitcoin equals 1 million. Hayes implied that NYCB's downgraded junk status potentially could lead to its eventual bankruptcy. And furthermore, he suggests that continuous money printing by central banks, including the Fed, may contribute to the surge of the Bitcoin value, ultimately reaching 1 million per coin. So there you have it. What are your thoughts with his 1 million Bitcoin price prediction as a result of this regional banking crisis and money printer continuing to go? And now for a bonus 1 million prediction by the year 2028. I got you covered, family. As Bitcoin evangelists fervently advocate for its exponential growth, skeptics raise valid concerns about market unpredictability. We got Tor Demeester, well-known Bitcoin OG, recently shared a tempered view on Bitcoin's trajectory. Shout out Barack Monfils Evangelista. Always appreciate the supers and all your support for the channel. Love and light, fam. Despite acknowledging the significance of Bitcoin's halving events, which reduce the supply and historically lead to price surges, Demeester remains cautious about setting overly ambitious expectations. However, we also have Samson Mao, confident in Bitcoin's ability to soar to 1 million, which I recently covered on the show. We have Chinese New Year in effect this week in China. This is a big deal, and it's the year of the dragon. Not only dragon, but the wood dragon, which is a green dragon, and green is prosperity. Jade, right? So this is the year of prosperity, and you already know. Now, Mao points to the upcoming halving events that reduce Bitcoin's daily production as catalysts for potential price explosions, which we already know. His optimistic outlook hinges on Bitcoin's adoption and the belief that the sudden surges can cause significant disruptions in the market. Now for the factors influencing the Bitcoin price future, the anticipation surrounding the Bitcoin journey of 1 million, closely tied to the halving events, which we know is going to take place in 2 more months. These events, marked by the reduction in the rate of the new Bitcoin created, has historically triggered notably the big price movements. With the upcoming halving scheduled for mid-April, investors are eyeing the potential impact of the Bitcoin price trajectory. Moreover, market dynamics and adoption rates play crucial roles in shaping the Bitcoin future. While some argue the natural adoption may constrain its growth, others believe that market movements could defy conventional models. And as the community eagerly awaits the unfolding of events, the debate rages about the feasibility of Bitcoin reaching that $1 million milestone. What does JV think? 1 million? Inevitable. I don't necessarily believe it's going to happen this cycle. I'm not that bullish, but nonetheless it can. You can't put a cap or a ceiling on Bitcoin because, as I mentioned earlier, money printer will continue to go brrr, so the purchasing power of Bitcoin is mathematically guaranteed to increase. How high? It depends on how much money printing they're going to do. How many more trillions will be printed in 2024? I mean? However, I can realistically see Bitcoin hitting 1 million per coin at this cycle peak of the following cycle. The next halving is going to occur in 2028 after this year's 2024 halving. I think the year preceding that, in 2029, that's when I can realistically envision $1 million per coin, right? So stack accordingly. Hence why I say 50,000 is such a discount. Not only is this 20,000 below the all-time high, which we conquered back in 2021, but I mean, look at the potential where Bitcoin is going. Look at what the ETFs are doing in the market right now. The supply is about to get chopped in half. So that 12.5x demand being bought up versus the supply will soon flip into 25x. That doesn't count MicroStrategy, hoarding, and accumulating mass Bitcoin with their goal to accumulate 5% of the circulating supply. They only currently have less than 200,000. They're looking to accumulate 1 million. That doesn't include ARK Invest and Cathie Wood continuing to accumulate. It doesn't consider Michael Saylor's personal stash purchasing Bitcoin every day for the next 4 months, which he has announced, right? That doesn't consider what Nayib Bukele is doing for the whole entire nation of El Salvador with the nation state adoption of accumulating Bitcoin on the balance sheet. That doesn't include what Suriname plans on doing with putting 1% of their central bank strategic reserves into the King crypto. That doesn't count for other nation states such as Colombia, which has a population of like a lot of people, or Brazil, one of the largest countries, if not the largest in South America, adopting Bitcoin as a legal tender. That doesn't take into effect Argentina or Panama or Costa Rica or Nicaragua or Mexico or Canada or Iran or the sovereign wealth fund sitting in Qatar sitting on $500 billion, right? Looking to convert their entire fund into Bitcoin. That doesn't take into effect the largest oil company out of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia partnering with the largest bank in Japan, SBI Holdings, getting into digital assets. You run the math. 1 million Bitcoin, done deal. The question, when? Let me know in the live chat.